from Las Vegas, Nevada. Some of the most unusual bowling you've ever seen from the All-American Sport Park. On the left, the ultimate combination of thrill and skill. On the right, he's out to prove he's king of the hill. Today, two of the fiercest teams in collegiate bowling, St. John's University and the University of Kansas, square off for the craziest 10-pin challenge you've ever seen. This is not your father's college bowl. This is Rockin' Bowl. Let's meet our mighty competitors for today's round 2 action. The Red Storm of St. John's, Melissa Brodsky, Michael Fagan, Miguel Minguez, Darcy Galadley, Ian Lang, the alternate Sabrina Gordon, and the coach Ray Larson Jr. The University of Kansas, Barry Porcos, Mike Keeler, Christina Bain, Scott Light, Tom Partridge, Christy Dessler, and the coach is Mike Fine. Welcome to the All-American Sport Park here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Gary Seibel, along with 12-time PBA champion Randy Peterson. And I'll tell you what, folks, you've never seen anything like this place before. We've got some incredible bowling for you today. Some traditional-style bowling and some not-so-traditional bowling as well, Randy.
That's right, Gary. Let me explain a little bit about the format we're using tonight. It's a standard 10-frame game, but we're going to bowl a Baker-style format. Baker-style is when the players alternate frames. But wait, there's more. What we're going to do is we're going to plug some Rockin' Bowl frames in between the standard frames. At the end of the game, we'll add the standard frames and the Rockin' Bowl frames for a grand total. Highest grand total wins.
Well spoken, my friend. But you know, if you're still curious about our Rockin' Bowl frames, here's our own belle of the bowl, Taylor Baldwin.
Believe me, you have never seen bowling this hip, this cool. We are testing their skills like they have never been tested before. Imagine what it would be like bowling from a disco, or bowling when you can't even see the pins, or bowling like a daredevil. Well, you're going to see all that more coming up shortly, so don't go away.
Now, folks, you're looking at the standings so far in our round 2 competition. And as you know, the top 8 teams will move on to the quarterfinals. But don't forget, our 2 teams in tonight's matchup are competing for $1,000 in scholarship money.
Oh, yeah.
We have laid the groundwork, so it is time. Let's get ready to Rockin' Bowl. And we see our teams getting ready. Our referee on hand to handle any possible disputes. It's the well-known, highly respected Bob Prevost. And we're going to have ourselves a whole lot of fun today. First off, the Red Storm of St. John's. Here is Melissa Brodsky on the approach, an 18-year-old freshman from Staten Island, New York.
Ooh, Gary. Tough spare here. It's the 1-2-4-10. What she needs to do is she needs to get the ball left of the head pin. The ball will cover the 1, 2, and 4, and it'll slide the head pin into the 10 pin.
Red Storm of St. John's University, one of the established teams in the country with the longest history in the sport. And here is Melissa Brodsky for the spare attempt. And leaves the head pin, Randy. Nice try.
Good try, good try. You know, she didn't make the spare, but at least she got 9. And, you know, the reason why she didn't make it, you got to get the head pin over to cover the 10 pin.
And now her competitor from the Jayhawks of the University of Kansas in Lawrence, Kansas. Here's 20-year-old Barry Porcos, a junior from Hanover Park, Illinois. High game of 272, and here is her first shot. And Randy never even made it to the pocket.
Yeah, wide right. That ball just because she got it too far to the right. Obviously, we need to get the ball to the head pin to strike.
Here we go. Porcos with her second shot in the first frame of our traditional style game. And she converts and gets the respect and appreciation of her team members.
Let's take a look at this here. Now she's got to get the ball to the left of the head pin. What happens, the ball will hit the head pin left side and deflect into the other 3 pins. She made it perfectly.
And so our our score after one frame of traditional bowling. The Red Storm of St. John's University, they've got a 9. They're working on an open. The Jayhawks, University of Kansas, they're working on a spare, and they have the lead. Hey, guess what, everybody? Time for our first Rockin Bowl frame. For more on speed bowling, here is our own pin pal, Taylor Baldwin.
All you speed demons out there are going to love our first Rockin Bowl frame called speed bowling. The object, to throw the ball as fast as they can. Now, each team gets one ball, and every pin knocked down counts for 1 point. Now, here's the catch. Only the fastest ball gets to keep their points. And how will we know? We have our own Officer Tim standing by with a radar gun.
Officer Tim, captain of the Donut Squad, and his trusty radar gun. All right, we are ready. And Randy, there you saw Officer Tim, mean-looking Officer Tim. Here's our bowler in the speed bowling frame for St. John's. It is Michael Fagan, 19-year-old sophomore from Green Lawn. And there is his speed, 23 miles per hour. Pretty good.
That's heat.
That is heat. He's bringing some heat there. Now, Mike Keeler, a 19-year-old sophomore for the Jayhawks of the University of Kansas. 24 for Keeler. So he wins the speed duel, and he's the one that's going to get the total pins. And the total pins for the Jayhawks and Keeler, 3 in our first Rockin Bowl frame spade bowling. And we're going to be seeing more of Officer Tim and his trusty radar gun in the future.
A.K.A. Johnny Bag of Donuts.
Oh, forget about it. All right, we're back to our traditional style bowling now. This is frame 2 of the Baker system game. And on the approach for St. John's, it's going to be Miguel Minguez, a 21-year-old senior from Syosset, New York, who has a 300 game. And there was his first shot, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 7, Randy.
I don't know if it's the early jitters, a little nerves, but we've seen the players not getting the ball to the head pin, Gary. He left himself with a tough spare. Got to get the ball left to the head pin. The ball covers the other 3 pins.
Minguez, his second shot at the spare. Piece of cake. Bag of donuts.
Not the way I would do it, Gary, but let's take a look at the way he made this now. Remember, I said you needed to go to the left side of the head pin. This is the other way. That's basically a strike ball.
Whichever way he did it, he got it done. And now the Jayhawks from the University of Kansas. Here's Christina Bain. She's a 19-year-old freshman. High game of 300. Her average is 198. And her career goal, to become a businesswoman. But right now, she is a bowling woman. Here's her first shot in our second frame of traditional bowling. And a huge one. Big strike for Christina.
Very nice. She's over there getting some high-fiving from teammates. And what a great way to start.
Good form on that one, Randy.
Yeah, really good form. Watch this ball. That's what we call dead flush. And there's no pins left on the deck. Watch this. This was great reaction. Oh, yeah. Give me some high-fiving. Give me some loving. There it is.
And so that is it. After 2 frames of traditional style bowling, it's the St. John's University Red Storm. They're working on a spare in the second. The Jayhawks of the University of Kansas, they have a spare and now working on a strike, and they are the leaders as we are early into the game here in round number 2. You're watching Rockin Bowl on TNN. Don't go away.
Look what Daddy gets. Looks good, huh? You eat those peas? This is Daddy.
When you make a Spamburger hamburger,
All mine.
watch out.
Perfect.
Because the premium pork and ham, spiced to perfection, makes Spam so good, it's gone. Spam, so good, it's gone.
Your car doesn't look, doesn't feel, doesn't smell brand new anymore. The thrill is gone. Get it back with new vinyl. New vinyl conditions, restores, and protects vinyl and leather. You get a protective finish and a showroom feel that's so real, you can smell it. Want it back? That new car feeling? It's yours with new vinyl.
There's nothing like new vinyl, available at Rite Aid, True Value, Ace Hardware, Walgreens, Pep Boys, and other leading stores.
I get a lot of letters like, Dear John, I've got a dead alien. What should I do with it? One word. Barbecue.
Chocolate milk, anyone? Just add Hershey's syrup.
Rockin' Bowl will never die. It's old New Orleans, my, oh my. Come on, baby, let's go rockin' bowl at the city lane. All night, let's bowl, let's rock and roll. Baby, do the rockin' bowl at Mid-City Lane's the home of Rockin' Bowl.
Visit the original Rockin' Bowl in New Orleans. Welcome back, everyone. A Rockin' Bowl here at the All-American Sport Park, Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, you're seeing some incredible bowling action today, and you've already seen some of today's competitive action. Evidence both teams are here to win. St. John's in the yellow. Both of today's teams have trained long and hard to get here. But like St. John's team, many players have other interests. Michael Fagan, when not bowling or working at the pro shop, is pursuing a major in finance. Ian Lang works in the special events department and enjoys basketball. Darcy Galagli, a pharmacy major, enjoys running. Teammate Miguel Minguez also enjoys sports like basketball, soccer, and football. All this and bowling, a very careful balancing act. And here for St. John's, the Red Storm, Darcy Galagli, an 18-year-old freshman, her first shot in our third frame of traditional style bowling.
Yeah, Gary, you know, the speed looked a little soft there. That ball broke very sharply, went right through the nose, leaving what we've called a big four, the 4, 6, 7, 10. Oh, and, you know,
and Darcy doesn't convert on any of those pins.
You know, you've got to get the count. You've got to knock down at least 2 of the pins.
All right, and there a look at University of Kansas coach Mike Fine. His Jayhawks in the lead right now. You know, as the University of Kansas gets ready to bowl, we thought we'd show you a little more about this bowling powerhouse, a group that's been bowling for quite some time. Team Kansas is a fierce group of competitors.
She's got a cut on her thumb.
Their experience starting at an early age.
I started bowling when I was 4 years old.
They wouldn't let me start until my feet were big enough to fit into their shoes.
I was 8 years old. My dad was in bowling, and I always wanted to be like Daddy's little girl.
But some players do get off to a late start.
I started bowling when I was a freshman in high school. It seemed like I had a lot of catching up to do. I just really went all for it.
And now here is Scott Light from the Jayhawks. Scott, a 21-year-old junior hailing from Andover, Kansas. He's got a high game of 300 and a high series of 799. Here's his first shot in the third frame of traditional style bowling. And Randy leading a 1, 2, 8, and 10.
Yeah, another washout. That ball was too far to the right. Ball came in late, misses the head pin, and left himself a really tough split, really tough washout.
And what do you do here?
Well, you got to get the ball left of the head pin. The head pin slides over into the 10, and the ball takes the 2-8 out. Actually, the ball hits the 2, the 2 goes into the 8. And something like that, Gary. I don't know.
And I like his career goal. Pretty much unsure.
Wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's the way I felt about things in college as well. But that's okay. There's time for Scott Light.
Hook. Oh, yeah.
What an incredible shot. Way to convert that spare.
Very nice. A little slapping going on. Well, let me show you this, Gary. Just like I described it. This ball goes left to the head pin. The head pin goes right into the 10. Look at the ball knock the 2 into the 8.
Just as if you would have done it yourself. Rolling it out. Our Your score, St. John's University, 31 in the third. They are open. The Jayhawks of the University of Kansas, they've got 40, but they are working on a spare in the third, and they are in the lead. I'll tell you what, it's time for our next Rockin Bowl frame. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Daredevil Bowling. Once again, here's the queen of Rockin Bowl, Taylor Baldwin.
Evel Knievel eats your heart out. Our guys are going Daredevil Bowling. Here's what they got to do. They got to jump their balls over the ramp and clear the truck. Now, it's not as easy as it seems because our bowlers need speed, but they got to watch their hooks. Now, each team gets one ball, and every pin knocked down counts for 1 point. So let's rock and bowl.
Daredevil Bowling. Randy, what do you do here?
Gary, I love this game. This is great. You got to throw velocity. You got to get that ball over the ramp like you did there. Oh, beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Did you see the airtime there? I loved it.
That was Ian Lang, a lefty. How do you approach Daredevil Bowling? What do you do? And is it different for a lefty?
Well, no, not really. You just got to throw the ball straight. Got to get the ball to jump the ramp.
Tom Partridge for the Jayhawks. He's got this down pat, doesn't he?
Oh, they know how to do this.
Unbelievable. Kind of like Evel Knievel himself.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. Daredevil Bowling, and it is, in fact, a win for the Jayhawks. 10. They pick up a strike. 13 total in Rockin Bowl, and it's now a total of 7 for the Red Storm from St. John's. They picked up 7 pins in our Daredevil Bowling, but now we are back to our traditional Baker-style game. And on the approach for St. John's, it's Melissa Brodsky. She started things out early, and she leaves the 2-10.
That ball just not getting high enough into the pocket, or didn't catch enough of the head pin, Gary. The ball needs to hook a little bit more. Maybe nerves. Who knows?
Melissa looking for the right kind of medicine here, and she'll be able to provide that for herself later on because she is a pharmacy major. Her career goal to be a pharmacist. Here is her shot at the 2-10 split.
Looks good. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Got to get the ball left of the 2-pin, slide it in the 10-pin. Exactly the way she did it. Let's take a look at this. Watch the ball. Just take the 2, run in the left side, throw it into the 10-pin. Beautifully done.
And her fellow Red Storm members are saying, yeah, Melissa, that is how you do it, baby. Now the Jayhawks at the University of Kansas. Here's Barry Forkos again. She started things out. And now Barry taking a quick break. Thought one of her teammates on the Jayhawks wanted to give her some special instruction. Just cheering her on. 1999 Kansas State representative for the girls scratch division at the Coca-Cola Championships, leads the 1-2 with the 8 sleeper behind.
Same kind of deal. You got to get the ball left of the head pin. The ball hits the head pin, 2-pin into the 8-pin.
Well, it says that one of Barry's great skills is that she is a great listener, so maybe she was listening to you to explain how to pick up this spare.
I certainly hope so. And let's see if she did. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, yeah.
Of course, the bowlers can't hear us right now, but maybe a little mental telepathy did it for her this time.
Yeah, it was a mental thing.
It's certainly a mental thing, and knowing how mental you are, my friend,
thank you.
I can understand that.
Perfect. The ball left side of the head pin, 2-pin drives into the 8. Well done.
And so there you have it. 4 frames of traditional style bowling, and finally St. John's gets rolling here. They are working on a spare after picking up that split in the 4th frame, but it's still the Jayhawks of the University of Kansas. They are in the lead, 57, working on a spare in the 4th, and right now it is in fact a commanding lead. Question for you. On the television show The Honeymooners, bus driver Ralph Cramden bowled for what team? The Raccoon Lodge, the Bus Boys, or the Chauncey Street League? Well, the answer is coming up in just a moment. You know why? Because we're coming back with more of Rockin Bowl on TNN.
Well, I decided. Tonight's the night I'm going to pop the question.
So did you get the ring yet?
No. I had a better idea. I wanted to get her something that says, I'm really in this for the long haul. It's a train. What? I'm making a commitment here.
Call toll-free 1-877-99-TRAIN for a free train home comfort guide.
and learn how to choose the right air conditioning and heating system for your home.
Indy winners demand great performance, but so do you. Firestone introduces the Firehawk SS20 for road-hugging stability that reflects very well on its owner. The Firehawk SS20 with Unity Ultimate Tire technology from Firestone. Firehawk, born at Indy, performs everywhere.
Get this Firehawk Target Chip Ganassi Racing Champions jacket free when you buy 4 Firehawk tires with Unity or Unity AQ. Nice jacket. Thanks.
VIP, starring Pamela Anderson Lee, has got you covered in the VIP Got You Covered sweepstakes. Watch VIP and identify the Hawaiian Tropic secret phrase that appears in the show. You could win a vacation for 2 to Cancun, a Kawasaki jet ski watercraft, or a trip to Las Vegas to judge the Miss Hawaiian Tropic U.S. Finals. For details, pick up the May 1st Sports Illustrated or the May 6th TV Guide, or log on to VIPsweepstakes.com. Watch VIP and enter the sweepstakes today. Check your local listings for time and channel.
One of the greatest joys of growing up is discovering that dreams can come true. The John Deere LT-133, only $19.99, and built John Deere solid, with more than 160 years of relentless craftsmanship and innovative engineering. It's the John Deere you've always dreamed of, at a price that's as practical as the man who buys one. Nothing runs like a Deere.
There you go. Soccer Mom specials right there. Hey, Jeff. Timbo, you like to make a lot of left turns?
I'm left-handed.
Me too, mi amigo. Check this baby out. This thing was born to take left turns. Oversized tires, roll bar. Check out that wing on top, man.
I like the wing.
Honey?
Hate the wing.
She hates the wing.
Winged Thunder, May 13th at 9 Eastern on TNN.
Welcome back to the All-American Sport Park here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You're watching Rockin Bowl on TNN. The answer to our trivia question on the television show, The Honeymooners, bus driver Ralph Cramden bowled for what team? Well, we all know this. The answer, the Raccoon Lodge, you know. He was one of their biggest bowlers and certainly one big raccoon. Well, if you have some fun bowling trivia questions for us or to send us an email, go to country.com. Everybody having a great time here at the All-American Sport Park, dancing around for our 7-frame stretch, including myself and Dandy Randy Peterson talking about Big Raccoon, our own Big Kahuna right here. And Randy, once again, you and I and everybody else having a major blast.
How could you not? The atmosphere is fantastic. Our own in-house band, the Pin Setters, it's intoxicating. I can't stand it.
But don't forget, folks, one of our teams today is going to win $1,000 in scholarship money and ultimately might win $10,000 in the finals. So let's get back to bowling, the 7th frame of traditional Baker-style bowling. And here we go. It's the Red Storm, Michael Fagan of St. John's.
I really want you folks at home to watch the release of Michael Fagan. He gets a tremendous amount of revolutions. For not being a very big guy, it's incredible what he can do to a bowling ball.
Here he goes, financial analyst. His career goal is major finance, 3.75 grade point average.
Wow! Woo! Did you see the pin action there, Gary? That's because of the tremendous revolutions and the hand that this guy has. Let's take a look at this. Notice a perfect balance. He's got great balance, playing a deep inside line. Watch that ball just shred the rack.
And Fagan, of course, does voices such as Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. So what would he say about this, Randy?
He would say he was really evil when his hand went right up the back of that bowling ball, and he loves it.
Oh, he's got the mojo working, doesn't he?
He definitely has the mojo.
All right, here we go. Over to the Jayhawks, the University of Kansas, and Mike Keeler, once again from St. Charles, Missouri. And he wants to keep those Jayhawks in command, but leaves himself a pretty ugly split here, the 1, 6, and 10.
Yeah, very interesting. Again, you know, the ball comes in from too far of a right angle. It's coming in breaking too sharply and doesn't catch the head pin. You're going to leave yourself a big mess.
And he may be leaving the door open for St. John's because they now are working on a strike. And if Keeler can pick this up, well, he will maintain that lead for the Jayhawks. If not, it's going to get a whole lot tighter and almost dead, but leaves the head pin.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough spare. You know, he went about it the right way. The ball didn't hit the head pin.
So now here's our score, an overview. The Jayhawks of Kansas lead in the Baker System game and by 6 pins in Rockin Bowl frames. And the Jayhawks on top. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, time for our next Rockin Bowl frame. It's time now for disco bowling. And for that, let's go down to our own bowling babe, Taylor Baldwin.
Let's go back to Big Harry Bella because we're going disco bowling. Now, it's just like traditional bowling, except we've turned the place into a disco inferno, complete with music, lights, and a mirror ball. Now, each team gets 1 ball and every pin knockdowns counts. So, let's go disco.
And we are set to go, and so is Miguel Minguez of the Red Storm of St. John's. Looking fresh out on the lanes. Here's his shot.
What makes this tough, Gary, is you got all those things flashing out there. You don't know what to focus on. Lots of stuff moving around.
And he leaves the 1-2. Now, that big disco ball above has to make it very tough to concentrate.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's snowing out on the lanes.
All right, so a total of 8 in the disco bowling frame for Miguel Minguez of the Red Storm. And here is Christina Bain for the Jayhawks. She looks like a disco bowler to me. Here's her shot. Does not reach the pocket and leaves there. 5 pins standing.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Very nice lead.
All right, so in fact, it's going to be St. John's winning the disco bowling frame. 8 for the Red Storm in disco bowling and just 5 for the Jayhawks at the University of Kansas. And now back to traditional bowling, our 6th frame of the Baker System game. And on the approach for the Red Storm, here is Darcy Galagli, who's looking to become a CPA. With all the money that you're making, pal, on the tour, PBA tour, you're going to need her services.
Oh, I wish.
Here's her shot.
Oh, hit it. Oh.
And gets that 7-pin, a kick late.
Oh, yeah. Now, you notice the ball hooking in the back end for her. Let's take a look here. This ball hooks into the back end, and this is what gives her a pin action. It's pretty direct and pretty straight about 40 feet down the lane. And watch this ball go left, right there. And that's what drives the 5-pin into the 7. Look at that. Beautiful pin action. She likes it.
Thumbs up for Darcy. And the St. John's cheerleaders give her some high fives as well. And now here's Scott Light. He's in the 6th frame of traditional bowling. Started bowling at the age of 14, North Rock Lanes, Wichita, Kansas.
Oh!
Big strike.
Yeah, talk about some hook in the back end. Did you see that ball wheel back?
I sure did, and we're going to see it again, as a matter of fact.
Watch this thing wheel, and look at the tremendous pin action. This is why we throw a hook, ladies and gentlemen. 7-pin late to fall, but it still went down, and watch this reaction. He loves it. He's like, yeah. Ooh, a little chest butt.
And they are getting psyched. And I'll tell you what, at one time, St. John's trailed by 35. Now they trail by only 5 pins. We have got a horse race going on. And there's more to come on Rockin Bowl on TNN. So don't stray too far. We'll be back.
You know me.
Many a tear.
Me in words. I didn't mean I didn't love you.
The game. All in the one game that we know.
T-shirts that stay soft,
As love.
even with repeated washing. Another reason you can count on jerseys.
When you combine Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Crispy Wafers, the combination is irresistible. Reese Sticks, the crisp you can't resist.
They're taking it off. All off. Roller Jam. And the skater with the most clothes on at the end of the race wins. Hey, cool it. You got to watch to see the finish. Roller Jam. Next Friday at 9, 8 Central on TNN.
It's a dream big. How can you be a healthy kid?
Eat breakfast.
Get 8 hours of sleep.
Eat fruits and vegetables. Wear your seatbelt.
Wear your bike helmet.
Wash your hands. Exercise. Drink milk. Brush your teeth. Laugh every day.
For more information on Healthy Schools, Healthy Kids Month, contact the Rhode Island Department of Education.
In 1849, Palmer Spring Company began providing expert brake and suspension repair service. Since then, 5 generations of the Palmer family have developed a tradition of quality work and customer satisfaction. The Palmer family includes a service staff of consultants and craftsmen embracing time-honored commitments of personal attention and quality work, providing parts and service for all trucks, cars, RVs, and trailers. Palmer has 3 locations to serve you: Palmer Spring and A Spring in Providence and Coette Spring in New Bedford. Palmer Spring,